to the Honorable Adjudicators, to the Honorable Timekeeper, and to the Honorable Affirmative Team. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Yolanda Pratistha from SMAN Negeri 1 Situbondo, and now I'm currently speaking as the third speaker of the lead of opposition. The motion for today's debate is that the affirmative team prefers institutional reform rather than defunding the police department. Now, I will elaborate on why we are opposing to this idea. Firstly, we might say that it is better to reform an institution rather than just defunding it. In reality, it is really difficult because you say that it is better to reform a system, to make a few changes. Even to make a few changes is really difficult for a department that has been established since a few of decades ago. And to look into it, a department consists of thousands of people all over the country, and it is really hard to reform them in short time because we need an immediate change, we need an immediate act on it. While racism has been the big concern for the world lately after the passing of George Floyd in Minneapolis. George Floyd died because of the police brutality. And after George Floyd, it has been discovered that there's a lot of another cases of racism, of racial injustice in America. And it also opens for the world that racial injustice, systemic racism, it doesn't only happen in America. In fact, now in my country, in Indonesia, it's also still happening. And I don't think to reform an institution is really effective because we have to consider a couple of things. We have to consider many things. That is, first, that it is a complex system that has been established not like a month ago or a day ago. It has been established since a few of decades ago, since the police department was created by the US government. And while you are saying that people need to feel safe, they need to feel a sense of security. That's why we shouldn't defund the police, that they will be understaffed and they will be overworked. I think this is not true. Why? Because the police, our environment, our society, our people doesn't only get safety. Safety doesn't always come from the police department. If the police really serves us with security, with safety, it won't happen. The police brutality won't happen to this day. Their task is mainly to serve us, to serve the people, and yet they fail to do it even after a long time. And my second point is racism. Racism exists within a poorly educated society or poorly educated people. Racism people weren't born with racism, they are taught with it. Most of people are taught with racism, but we are not taught on how effectively eradicate the systemic racism that we should be against racism, but it never really thought formally in our school or in society. In fact, the anti-black concern is still in so many parts of the world, including in Asia. And to talk about racism, we should fund the education department by defunding the police, and the fund goes to education. And we can make a better system in education. We need to emphasize on socializing how bad racism is, how it will affect our fellow human beings, that it is really wrong, it is against humanity. And by funding the education, it will help to develop a country's ability to a country's aspect of maintaining a good society. So there goes to my next point. My third point is if you are saying that instead of defunding police, we should keep the fund to make a difference in the system, that we should probably invest more in camera bodies, in trainings, in coachings. This is probably won't be true. Once again, I say it is really systemic, and there is no guarantee that more funding will result in more improved quality of police department. And I think it won't be exaggerating thing to say that police has failed. We have them for many years, yet they failed their most prominent task. And while you are saying it is prominent for our people to consider about it, we have faced the police brutality for many years. I think we should look into the abolishing the police, defunding the police, rather than to look into the complex way to reform the system. It is really a complex system, and we can't really reform it in a short time of period. And our take on this matter is, or solution on this matter is, defund the police, meaning we have more fund, we have more money to distribute to another department. We live not only in a country that needs only a security department, we need a healthcare department, and most profoundly we need education to be more funded. We need to fund education more. The education will provide the young people, young generations with perfect understanding on how to end the cycle of racism, on how to eradicating this racial injustice that we have to be to make more change in the society, and we can't close our eyes into this most concerning problem currently. So fixing the belief of how racism is will improve standard morality, the moral compass of the society. That's why we think that defunding the police is a matter that we need right now, immediately.